Good morning, all of you. Keep joining. 2 minutes. I'll set the live chat. You will keep joining. Very good morning. So happy to announce that we have completed 70% of the portion revision. And today is our 10th class. 10th class for revision. And we have completed all the basics, the tax rates, all 5 heads revision. Then we have also completed the clubbing and set off. Nice. So almost 70% of the inter portion is completed. Yeah, very important. So many final students are asking me, ma'am, can we refer these videos for revision? Absolutely, yes. I have so many of my CMA final students. Just the live batch is over. Now they are watching all recording. So those final students, they definitely need to go through all these 5 heads of income set of clubbing. And today's topic is deduction, which is super duper important for inter final all the students. Yeah, but for final students, after watching these revision videos, these 13 revision videos, you need to watch the revision videos of CMA CA final playlist. It's separately there for non-resident, for transfer pricing, for charitable trust, for all the final topics. But definitely, in fact, let me tell you, so many of the final students who are writing final after a gap of 2 3 years of internship or of job, they are also taking the compiler for base building. What is compiler? Sarathi compiler is having all the concepts basically for inter, but those at least for residential status, deductions, all even the final students need to follow business head, capital gain. These are the topics from inter which are important for finals. So concepts are there, examples are solved to explain the concept. Huh? Did you all like or not? Capital gain may just those who have the compiler turn back and see. For conversion of the asset into stock in trade, one concept, one example solved, and then problems and answers. Then compulsory acquisition, one concept, features, then question and answers. Lot of efforts have been taken, and at the end I have given the past exam, MTP, RTP, all important questions. Okay, right? So you can order the Sarathi book from Concept Classes app. Right now, let us quickly begin the revision of most important topic for the question number 1 only, for MCQs, for case studies, for 14 marks question, and that's called as deductions. Okay, 5 heads of income are over. Hana? Have we completed 5 heads of income? Yes. Others' income can be clubbed in my hands. If there is any loss, we have done the set off, right? So right now, after the set off, after the clubbing from 5 heads, what I get is called as gross total income. From the gross total income, we can give deductions. Okay, I want to repeat. From gross total income, we can give chapter 6A deductions, which are ranging from 80C to 80U. Some are very important from exam point of view. I'll go very slow. Few you should just know it and leave it. मैम ऐसे थोड़ी पढ़ते हैं, सब पढ़ते हैं. No, that's wrong. I don't want to go with that funda ki sub deductions पूरे पढ़ के आओ. Then let me tell you, I'm not going to teach you 80I series. इसमें 100%, इसमें 50%, 5 years 50% नेक्स्ट, ऐसे नहीं करना. ठीक है, right? So do those deductions which are very important very thoroughly. Now Tell me one thing, is the parking clear to all of you? Where will you park? Deductions, they are very popularly known as chapter 6A deductions. After the 5 heads of income, club others income minus income. After all this, do the set off. If there's a loss in house property and if there's a business income, we can do the set off. And after doing this set off and all, then what we get is called as gross total income. From the gross total income, we can give deductions. But there are some incomes from which deductions are not allowed, like casual income, lottery, online gaming, prizes, and all. No chapter 6A deductions. Long term capital gain, short term capital gain on shares. On this, no deductions are allowed. Now, the question is, ma'am, if I have earned 8 lakhs income from all the heads, then I should pay the tax on 8 lakhs. Why do I get deduction? And then we calculate the tax on total income. Why like that? The reason is deductions are given for 3 purposes. Good investment. You are putting your income in PPF, LIC, housing loan repayment, good investment, donations. You're doing good expense. You're purchasing a battery operated vehicle. अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं ना? We are helping the environment. We are donating. It's a good cause. If you're donating for a temple and it's registered, you should. So good investment, good expense. You get a deduction. Third is good income. 2-star and above hotel, export oriented unit. So like this, there are few businesses, multiplexes, infrastructure, which are helping in the nation development. So we say them, oh, you are doing a superb cause, take a tax holiday for 5 years. Just Sunday holiday hai, right? We have Saturday and Sunday holiday. Tomorrow we are doing return of income and PAN revision. Saturday, Sunday, there's no class. Monday, without fail, you should attend. You should invite all your friends. In a single class, I will help you revise the TDS and TCS, which is like super duper important. 2 into 4, 8 marks. So this is a schedule or aage or classes chalenge. We have to do AMT, computation of income. Just sharing with all of you. So like we have Sunday holiday. Can I say, oh, you are exporting that too from SEZ zone. You're doing a superb cause. Don't worry about paying the tax. Chutti. You can have a tax holiday for first 5 years. After that also just pay 50%. What we are doing? Huh? So why deductions are given? Good investment, PPF and all. Good expense, donations and all. And good income. And there are few deductions which are allowed only if you file your return of income on time. Okay? Right. Let us reading one by one. And let me tell you from exam point of view, like 80C, 80D, these are the 2 series. C is all related to investment. D is all related to health, Mediclaim and all D. So all these are very important. So I'll go little slow in the beginning. And of course, there are 2 amendments. Agnivir ka jo deduction hai, there one amendment is there, and a super beautiful amendment is there in donations. Mazedar amendment hai. So these 2 amendments also we will take care when we are doing the revision. ठीक है? Right. Please check the screen. 2 minutes just. I'm coming. Thank you for waiting. Yeah, all clear until now? Some of you are literally messaging me, ma'am, weekly only once revision class so that we do that topic. But I know that would have been really awesome. Honestly, it's a superb suggestion that if I revise agricultural income, then after 3 days I revise house property, then after 3 days business head. In the meanwhile, you can do it also. But I do have other class schedules. So once we complete the revision, these videos will be there for your May, June exam. You can refer. Whenever you complete learning deductions, do come back and revise. और एक बार तो आज ध्यान से सुन लो, सब recollect हो जाएगा वापस से. चलो. So the reason of giving deductions is good investment, good expense, good income. Okay, right. Deductions can never exceed the income. If your gross total income is 5 lakhs, you can take all the deductions up to 5 lakh. You can't take 6 lakh deductions and 1 lakh as loss and all. No. Okay. Double deductions you cannot take. Suppose some specified businesses are there, 2-star and above hotel, and you are already claiming in the business at 35 AD, specified businesses. For same, you cannot claim SEZ. And if you are doing section 10A SEZ, for same, you cannot claim 80 IA series and all. So double deduction you cannot take. Clear to all of you? Right. Now, 80AC stipulates that it is mandatory to file the return to get these deductions. See, we are not going to do these deductions in detail, but at least the name you should know. Like 80IA, deductions for infrastructure development, flyovers, bridges and all. 80IAB, deductions for export from special economic zone. IAC, deduction for profit derived under startup. 80IB, deduction in respect of profit from certain industrial undertaking. 80IAB or 35D. 35D, you can take over the slums and make tower and give to them certain housing project. So either 35D or 80IB, but return file karna zaruri hai to claim all the deductions. Deductions in respect of profits and gains from certain undertaking, which are in the northeastern states. Deductions in respect of profits and gains from business of collecting and processing waste, providing new employment, 80JJAA. Deductions in respect of certain income of the IFSC. Inside special economic zone, if there is a bank and all, it is called as International Financial Service Center. Deductions in respect of dividend, I have already taught you in income from other sources. Dividend received and dividend given. Least is deductible for companies under 80M. P is for cooperative society, Q and all for royalty. So these are the deductions which are allowed only if you file your return on time. And now most important you all should know is no deductions are allowed from long-term capital gain. Koi bhi long-term capital gain on shares, other long-term capital gain. Short-term capital gain, 111A, on which STT is charged 15% is the tax. Non-resident presumptive taxation, income of non-resident, casual income. So basically for us, these three are important, especially when you solve total income problem. What students do? अरे PPF में पैसे डाले हैं ना 80C, but if the income is only casual income or long-term capital gain, even if you put the money in PPF, you will not get 80C's deduction. So from exam point of view, remember these three: long-term capital gain, short-term capital gain, and casual income. These are the three ones in which deductions under 80C to 80U are not allowed. Next, in case SSC opting for default tax regime, then only deductions are allowed. Oh, what is default tax regime? Section 115 BAC. Since this financial year, they said you decide you want to file in normal tax regime, then say. If you don't say, we will assume you are filing default tax regime. याद है सबको? 0 to 3 lakhs नहीं है, 3 to 6, 6 to 9 ऐसे slabs हैं. So if you are filing your return in default tax regime, then even the rebate is there up to 25,000 and the total income up to 7 lakhs. वो सब ठीक है. But you don't get deductions except 80JJA in respect of new employment. We will do that now. 80CCH2, central government's contribution to Agniveer Corpus Funds. I'll talk more when I come to that. And 80CCH2. employers' contribution to National Pension Scheme, Atal Bima Yojana, and all. Okay? Appreciate it so much. So many of you are trusting what I say कि once join the live class and पूरा सुन लो. कैसे काफी बार before choosing the Netflix movie we watch the preview, no? And we read what is given, and then if suits we do that. That's the same concept here. Just go through all the videos. I can really understand that some of you are still in the heads of income, and ma'am जब वो हो जाएगा तब ये revision video देखेंगे, तब see it once again. These are for 2.5 hours, and thoroughly we are covering up all the alert signs and pitfalls की कहाँ गलती हो सकती है. Huh? But for once, if you're doing it live, you will take the benefit quite ahead. Okay? Right. So if you're filing a return under default tax regime, what are the deductions you will get? Employer's contribution to NPS, employer's contribution to Agniveer Corpus Fund, 80JJA in respect of employment of new employees. Yeah. And you will not get section 10AA. वो तो दोनों तो नहीं मिलेगा. 10AA when I do, I will see. So shall we start with chapter 6A deductions? Actually, gross total income is only your income and pay tax on that. But deduction says, oh, good investment, good expense, अच्छा कर रहे, 3 lakh का deduction दो, and on total income you pay tax. Okay, right. So what's the first one? Shall we start? I'm again saying keep patience. भाग नहीं जाएंगे कि मैम आप तो पहले इतना बड़ा पढ़ा रहे. 80C series is very long. I'm going to teach it with some Sarathi compilers problem, and also pay attention. Yeah. 80C, investment eligible for deductions up to 1,50,000. Note 1. Now I have given it all in table form so that you can again and again refer, and I would suggest you to take a printout of these 3 pages. You are already having the hard copy of DT compiler. Then take a Xerox of these 3 pages and paste it on a wall like this wherever you study, and keep seeing so that you remember some of the sections and some of the limits to score super duper well in exam. 80C says whatever investment you do out of the given list, you will get a deduction. So first one covered here is LIP, life insurance premium. You can pay for whom? Himself, individual, spouse, husband, wife, husband, and children. Okay, right. Can you pay LIC for your parents who are dependent on you? No. Can you pay LIC for sister, brother? No. So if the policy is cancelled in between, then whatever deduction you have availed will become taxable. Now, deduction of, yeah, keep responding in the chat box. So many times the chat live chat is not replaying. So then the best way out is once the video is uploaded, then you can comment. Okay, now if you have taken the policy before 1st April 2012, you can take 80C deduction के लिए LIP, life insurance premium, up to 20% of the sum assured. What is sum assured? Policy का maturity value. तो उसका 20% तक you can claim LIC. I'll just show you how you calculate. If the policy is taken after 1/4/2012, then 10% tak maturity amount you can claim as deduction. Ma'am, but we have paid more. That more paid will lapse. 1st April 2013, 15% of the sum assured. Okay? For handicapped or disabled person, individual who's suffering from some specified diseases, and they have to get the certificate from a doctor, government hospital doctor. Okay? Right. Now, how do you calculate that you don't cross this limit? Let us solve this sum. Okay? In the class, I make The students all now, this is a Sarathi printed material, so it's all ready. Ye dekho. Policies taken on 214 for self. Sum assured means the maturity value, 2 lakh. Premium paid is 50,000. How much ATC के लिए it will qualify? 10% of 2 lakh. Sum assured is 2 lakh maturity value. Uska 10% से more you cannot get ATC deduction. You have paid 50, but how much deduction will be allowed? Only 20. Nice. Suppose you have taken it for spouse, 1,50,000. Yes, these are all self-made beautiful examples. So solve it with me. Keep the chat box active. Keep saying the answers. Huh? So for spouse, say 1,50,000 is the sum assured, and you have taken the policy in 2019. So up to 10% of 1,50,000, 15,000 only you can deduct. Though you have paid the premium how much? 20. पर आपको कम ही डिडक्शन मिलेगा. Handicapped son के लिए you have taken the policy in 2020. So how much deduction is allowed? 15%. After 1st April 2012 for all the SSEs, 10%. For handicapped from 1st April 2013, 15%. Okay? Clear to all of you or not? समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Yeah? Right. So he's handicapped. So 3 lakh ka 15%, 45,000. Actually, how much single premium we have paid? 60,000. But ये कितना होगा? 45 ही ATC के लिए eligible. Dependent father, we have paid the premium, not allowed. Children, 10% only. And independent children. Independent children means maybe they are earning full. So 31st March 2013. Pehle we have taken the policy. Yeah. So how much we can claim? Maximum 80,000 ka 20% 16. But actually we have paid how much? 20. ठीक है? Right. So this is the total. Take your time. You have any other example in your mind you can share? Please watch these videos on laptop full screen so that you get the benefit of all the examples, notes, whatever I'm writing left to right. Okay, one more clause here is, so did you get what is the gist of this? If you pay LIC premium for yourself, spouse, children, policy if it is taken after 1st April 2012, then maturity value sum assured का 10% deduction मिलेगा. Before 20%, and for handicap from 1st April 2013 onwards 15%. Okay, remaining will lapse. Other than this, if you pay single LIC premium above 2,50,000 or put together all the LIC premium exceeding 2,50,000, then on maturity amount is not exempt under section 1010D. It will become taxable in income from other sources. LIP will become taxable in other source. Another unit linked insurance plan hai, so it will be taxable as capital asset. Followed all of you? But nothing in this will apply if the amount is received on the death of the SSE. So I hope LIC part is now clear to all of you. Take 2 minutes time, keep commenting, keep participating. Yes. Chalo, let us take up the next one, please, all of you. Now, any amount is put up in RPF and superannuation fund by employee himself, he will get a deduction. Employee's contribution is added and then you get a deduction that is covered ahead. PPF mein, how much you can put the money in PPF for yourself, spouse and children, even married children. Like after my marriage also, my father has paid my PPF and he claimed ATC deduction. Then I didn't pay my PPF. I have paid my son's school tuition fees and all. Followed? So ATC has got a big list: LIC, PPF, National Savings Certificate, NSS, Unit Link Plan, repayment of housing loan. When you take housing loan in the EMI, equated monthly installment, interest is there and principal is there. So interest is deductible in house property. You remember? For self-occupied up to 2 lakh for let out and all actual. So interest on repayment of housing loan is deductible under house property and principal is deductible here. Sukanya Samruddhi scheme for girls child, specified mutual fund, tuition fees. See, when you pay school fees, important is tuition fees, then lab fees and exam fees and transport. वो सब के लिए deduction नहीं मिलेगा, but tuition fees definitely. It's a superb area of planning. If I am paying PPF, let the tuition fees be paid by my husband so that both of us can take the benefit of ATC. Maximum tuition fees, LIC, PPF सब मिला के कितना है? 1,50,000. ठीक है? Yeah. Infrastructure bond, FDs are there, superannuation fund is there, NABARD bonds are there, 5 years tax saving FDs. Okay, right. Any doubt in ATC list? Ma'am, ये पूरा list याद करना पड़ेगा. Suppose they have put 5,000 tuition fees, 10,000 PPF. Put together maximum, how much you can put the money in ATC? 1,50,000. Okay, right. Next. ATC, how much you can put the money? 1,50,000. 80 triple C is contribution to certain annuity funds or pension fund. You know what are annuity or pension fund? When an employee is retiring, he gets lump sum, gratuity, VRS, हमने देखा था ना salary chapter में. But he stops getting monthly income. So can he pay one time big premium in the LIC and then get the return from LIC in the form of annuity which comes to him monthly? Answer is yes. Then in that case, he can put under 80 triple C 1,50,000. Contribution to National Pension Scheme of Government by self or by employee. You know what is National Pension Scheme, Atal Bima Yojana, huh? Where employees are putting money and even employer are putting and they all can get a deduction. Abhi iska concept bhi bahut acha hai and I want to go slow because in the last May exam, May 23, RTP, MTP, both they had asked and final exam they asked the MCQ also for this. तो आरटीपी में से भी काफी कुछ आता है. इस बार का आरटीपी ऑल्सो आई एम गोइंग टू सॉल्व इन द लाइव क्लास. RTP, MTP for CA CMA separate. You can check in the playlist, right? One second, dear students, please wait. Yeah. Keep commenting there in the live chat. Yes. Now pay attention for say. Can the employer and employee both put the money in National Pension Scheme? Atal Bima Yojana? Yes. And on maturity, employee will get. Take a pause and first listen to me. This concept is exactly like your RPF and all, where employer is also putting, employee is also putting, and on maturity, everything is given to employee. So right now we are in National Pension Scheme. अब ये कैसे होता है देखो. 80cc1 says contribution to National Pension Scheme by self or employee. If I'm not an employee, I'm having my own business or profession, can I still put the money in this NPS? Yes. 20% of the gross total income or 10% of the salary. If I'm an employee, I can put 10% of the salary. But what does salary means? Salary includes basic plus DA, okay, in terms of employment, but excludes all the allowances and perquisite. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? If I'm self-employed, I'm not having any salary income. I have my own business and profession. 20% of the gross total income I can put in the ATCCD one. There are some students who leave this. I can make this class super lucrative. ATC में PPF important है, ATD में mediclaim है, बस इतना कर लो, ऐसे नहीं होता. Only for this you can expect a question. So I might take 10 minutes time in explaining the concept and sharing with all of you solved problem in the Sarathi compiler. Keep patience, keep commenting in the live chat whether it is clear or you still have a doubt. Okay? Right. Now, contribution to NPS notified by central government, okay, by the employee. Okay. So over and above, now see, one thing is very important. What you are putting in ATC, PPF, LIC, repayment of housing loan, sab mila ke kitna? 1,50,000. If you're having this book, please do a bracket like this. Certain pension fund, how much you can put? 150. NPS scheme mein, employee himself can also put 10% of salary or 20%, whichever is applicable, not lower. Put together 80C, 80CCC and 80CCD1 ka limit is 1,50,000. But ma'am, I have put 2 lakh in the national pension scheme. Then over and above these three, can I claim 80CCD1B up to 50,000? Answer is yes. समझ में नहीं आया तो कोई problem नहीं है. I'm just sharing the next example. You can see below that. My habit of teaching is where I give the concept, there only I print the example. That's why so many videos you must have heard Dipti ma'am saying one concept, one problem. है ना? चलो. So above this also, employee can put in up to 50,000 ATCCD1B. Now what is ATCCD2? Employer's contribution. Yeah? Employer कितना contribute करता है? अगर central government है तो 14% of salary. And अगर central government नहीं है, it's a private employer. Under ATCCD2, he can contribute up to 10% of salary. What's definition of salary? Basic and DA. 1 second. Okay. Chalo, check this problem now. The basic salary of Mr. A is 1 lakh per month. So 12 lakhs. His DA is 40% of the basic. So 12 lakh ka 40%. So basic or DA aa gaya. Now, Mr. A and his employer both contributed 15% of the basic salary. Okay. Under 80CC2. Ab dekho. Deduction under 80CCD1. Check. 80CCD1 for whom? Employee. Employee can put how much? 10% of salary. What is salary? Basic and DA. Okay? Right. Now, employee. Under 80CCD1, employee can put basic and DA ka 10%. 1,44,000. Okay? But employee has actually put how much? 15% of basic. Array, he can put, employee can put 10% of basic and DA. That's allowed. But in this problem, Mr. A has put 15% of the basic. 12 lakh ka 15%. And that comes to how much? 1,80,000. But how much is allowed here? Basic and DA ka 10%. 1,80,000 minus 144 is allowed under 80 CCD1. Employee can put 10% of basic and DA, but this time employee has put 15% of basic. So 15% of basic is 1,80,000, but allowed is 1,44,000. So 36,000, what is not allowed here? Can he claim here? 80 CCD1 employee can claim, and over and above this, if he has put extra, he can claim 80 CCD1B. So how much 80 CCD1B he will claim? 36,000. Up 80 CCD2 employer. Employer's contribution is again central government है तो 14% of the salary. Check it. Employer सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट है तो 14%, अदर है तो 10, तो यहाँ तो अदर है. So employer can put 10%, means 1,44,000. But again, employer has also put 1,80,000. So 80 CCD2, how much deduction will be allowed? 1,44,000. Okay. And this deduction would be outside the purview of 150. ये जो 150 है ना, इसमें employee का contribution आ गया. So finally, can I write the gist here? 80 CCD1 employee 1,44,000. 80 CCD1B 36,000. 80 CCD2 1,44,000. That much total deduction is allowed. Take your time, keep commenting in the live chat if all is clear. I don't know whether you're feeling or not, how much effort I'm taking. This is a revision class. I can just say, iska limit itna hai, iska limit itna hai, isko aise karna hai, isko. There's a different kind of flow. If you want to check my genuine wala revision flow, check Sarathi revision video for November, December 23. It has got more than thousands of other students have watched it and taken the benefit. That's a different thing that you can do it later. Abhi to you are in practice mode. I want you to check this problem. मैं थोड़ा सा zoom in कर रही हूँ so that the whole problem you can see. देखो. Then I'm going to the next one. ATC, ATD will take time. Then 2 minutes I'll do all the deductions. All clear? Thank you so much, all of you who are attending live and putting likes also, but keep commenting also. फिर से एक बार, as a teacher, 2 times nahi, 3 times, 4 times I have read this and then I have made this table, which you can see now. So it's absolutely okay if you are also taking more time. देखो, 80 CMA LIC PPF all, 80 triple C pension fund, annuity fund, 80 CCD 1 employees own contribution 10% of the basic and DA. But all this is limited to 1,50,000. So I've already paid PPF 1,50,000. Now I want to pay employee as a contribution also to NPS. So I can't avail 80 CCD 1 because limit is over. Can I avail 80 CCD 1B? Yes. How much that is allowed maximum? Yes, that's allowed maximum up to 50,000. Okay. Now 80 CCD 2. 80 CCD 2 is employer's contribution. If your employer is central government, they can put 14% of salary. If your employer is any other company, they can put 10% of salary. 80 CCD 1B and 80 CCD 2 is outside the purview of that Chakraview of 1,50,000 overall limit. Okay, I'm sharing the video. Just check it now. Two minutes, huh? I'm not giving the break. I'm sharing the video. If you want, note down this. All right. Is this clear to all of you? If you comment in the live chat, then it will be very clear. If you're watching as recording and you want to take down this table, you can. And this problem, you solve it immediately. बहुत अच्छा problem है. Shall I show you one more problem? Are you getting why there are problems in between? Because for every deduction, you will get a problem or you will get MCQ. There is no theory in this. इसमें कोई theory नहीं है आपको बेटा. चलो देखो एक और करते हैं. Contribution to PPF 1 lakh, LIC sum assured is 120, policy is taken after 1st April 2012 and premium paid is 35,000, but we will allow how much? 12,000. 5 years FD. Can you make tax saving FDs? Yes. Then contribution to NPS 15% of salary. Very nice problem, I can say. And exactly same contribution is done by his employer also. It's all past exam sum. So first of all, PPF, LIC, though you have paid 35,000, but how much is allowed? 12,000. FD, sub mila ke 162. But ATC deduction is limited to how much? 1,50,000. Now, after this, एम्प्लॉई, पहले एम्प्लॉई का कंट्रीब्यूशन. एम्प्लॉई का नाम क्या है? मिस्टर एच. मिस्टर एच आपका कंट्रीब्यूशन कितना होगा? मिस्टर एच has contributed 1,80,000, 15%. But employee, how much you can contribute? Under 80 CCD1, employee can contribute only 10%. In this problem, salary is not given. 15% of salary and 10%. So can we take it like that? 15% is 1,80,000. So 10% kitna? That much is allowed. But again, I have put an upper limit. 80C, 80 triple C, 80 CCE, 80 CCD1. सब मिला के 80C, 80 triple C pension fund and 80 CCD1 all put together, how much it is there? 1,50,000. So though we have invested 270, how much deduction? 1,50,000. Now, but employee has put how much money? 1 second, dear students. Employee ने कितना डाला? Amount. How much amount employee is putting? 1,80,000. Okay. So no benefit you are taking of this 120 also, because LIC PPF may your one limit is over. So can you claim 80 CCD 1B over and above 80 CCE? Yes, 50,000. I also feel bad that I don't know why they are making this so complicated income tax. But अब जो है वो पढ़ना है. As a teacher, I do understand because I am also a student first and then a teacher. But उतना भी difficult नहीं है, कर लेंगे. I hope you are getting. PPF LIC only my limit of 1,50,000 is absorbed. So 80 CCD1 I have not availed. Then 80 CCD1 or 80 CCD1B I can avail. But 80 CCD1B, the limit is 50,000. So le lo. And now employer's contribution. Is your employer central government? Then 14% of the salary. If not, then 10%. So 15% is this, 10% is kitna. So total this much deduction is allowed. It's a super problem, I can say, for deduction. I'll do like this only, and please comment below whether this conceptual way of learning is clear or not. And if you want to check these videos, there is only a small change amendment. You can watch Sarathi practice batch videos for deductions, and it will be super clear for all of you. ठीक है? चलो. So like this, many problems are there. You can practice. I'm going to the next series now. 80C is over. Yeah. Okay, 80C is over, 1,50,000, 80 triple C is over, 80 CCD1, employees contribution, 10% of basic and DA, and if you self-employed, 20%. 80 CCD1B, 50,000 beyond the above limit. I have written this 80 CCE, 80C, 80 triple C, and 80 CCD1. Yay. I really want you to do this. Put together, what's the limit? 1,50,000. 80 CCD is employer's contribution to national pension scheme. 10% of salary, and if your employer is central government, up to 14%. Now this year, they have added 2 deductions. Okay? Right. In amendment lecture, I have taught it in detail, but I want to take up. There are only 2 amendments in deductions. One which I am taking Agniveer Corpus Fund now, and another is in donation. Done. Okay. So 80 CCH1. And this is not printed here, but this is 80 CCH2. ये सब same है. Okay. Right. Now, what is it? See, there's a corpus fund called as Agniveer Corpus Fund. When youth are encouraged to join army, then who is their employer? Central government. Okay. So central government will contribute to Agniveer Corpus Fund. Okay. And deductions under 80 CCH2 will be available irrespective of the regime followed. Whether you are following default tax regime 115 BAC or normal tax regime, you will get the benefit of 80 CCH2 deduction if central government as an employer has contributed for Agniveer Corpus Fund. Clear? There's no limit ki 10% and all, bus contribution. Now what is 80 CCH? Individual himself, the youth who is going in army, can he contribute to the Agniveer Corpus Fund? Yes. Can he claim a deduction under 80 CCH1? Yes. How much is it available? Yes. No limit, whatever they contribute. But then only if he shifts out of the default regime. So, Agniveer Corpus Fund, employer is putting the money, then employee can claim the deduction in 80 CCH2 whether he is filing in new regime, matlab normal regime or default regime. Employee himself, what he is putting in Agniveer Corpus Fund, he can claim a deduction only if shifts out of the default tax regime. Is this clear? तो ये तो deduction मिलता है when you contribute. Ma'am, what about when amount is received by the employee on maturity from the Agniveer Corpus Fund? Whole amount is exempt. ठीक है? Right. So this is one of the amendment. Please do little correction. This table, I don't know, I've missed out here little, but this is very beautifully given in your amendments PDF, which I have already sent in Telegram, and 2 amendment videos, and all the material is sent in the Telegram. You can watch over there. Okay? Right. ATD. ATD. Acha, all ATC series was related to investment. Now we are going, देखो ये दो ही सबसे बड़े हैं, ATC, ATD, and फिर most important for inter exam is ATG. तो ये करते हैं. ATD, deduction in respect of mediclaim insurance. You know life insurance, जो ऊपर आ गया LIC. You know general insurance, building stock go down. Health insurance, if someone is hospitalized. You can take health insurance for your family? Yes. So who is paying the medical premium? Say individual. Okay. Resident or not, but who paid insurance premium. Then how much benefit he will get? 25,000 for self, and for parent, for self, spouse and children 25,000. For parents, senior citizen 50,000. Ma'am, if he himself is above 60 years, then 50 for him, and for his parents also 50. Whatever premium you pay for health insurance, you get the deduction. Note 2, I want all of you to go, because there are some important changes in note 2. Of course, I'll give a break after some time. अभी तो करो साथ में. थोड़ा मुझे scrolling में please allow me time, because for every note I have immediately solved the sum also. So it's not like कि पूरा theory एक साथ है कि मैं पढ़ा लूं. बीच बीच में देखो problem भी आ रहे हैं. 5 तक तो हो गए problem. Okay. ATD is for health insurance premium. ATD has been amended to provide that deduction up to 5,000 shall be allowed for payment of health checkup. You know, we get diagnostic center, we go and we get vitamin D testing or ye or wo, echo, ECG. So health checkup expense of self, spouse, children and parents. Self, spouse, children and parents. Kitna? 5,000. Maximum is allowed. This can be paid in cash also, but this is included in. Okay, pehle to ye bolo. What's the limit for mediclaim? For self, spouse and children, 25,000. You can pay the family group insurance premium every year. For your parents, mother and father separate nahi, put together 50. So this 25, this 50, 75. If I am also above 60, then 50 for me, 50 for my parents. And these limits may inclusive is up to 5,000. You can pay health checkup expense for all. Self, spouse, children, parents, and you can pay health checkup expense in cash also. Okay? Right. Next, maximum deduction is 25,000, and for senior citizen 50,000. So 75, if the senior citizen is there, to 1 lakh. 50,000 is for both the parents. Okay. One very important practical aspect I want to say, you know, most of the health insurance get materialized या जरूरत पड़ती है above 60. Once you are above 60, cataract, knee replacement and heart surgeries and blockages and stunt बिठाना है, एंजियोग्राफी, ऐसे बहुत सारे, बस अभी और बीमारी की बात नहीं करनी है, but expenditures are there, and that is the time when LIC stops giving the policy for new senior shareholder. Once you are 60 and above, no insurance company will give you the health insurance, and that's the time when it is more needed. So suppose your parents are 70 years, 80 years, and they are not having any mediclaim policy, मिलती नहीं है उनके लिए mediclaim policy, then are you genuinely doing expenditure for them? Yes. Can you claim a deduction under ATD? Yes. Okay. Both you cannot. If you are paying premium for the health insurance of your parents, claim ATD up to 50,000. वो नहीं तो फिर you can claim expenditure. Let us see how. देखो, medical expenditure incurred in the health of SSC, any member of the family or parent are allowed up to 50,000 for health insurance, Aggregate deduction of medical expenditure for senior citizen shall not exceed 50,000 for both the parents. For parents, either premium will be allowed or expense will be allowed. You can't claim both. या तो आप पॉलिसी ले लो for senior citizen and their premium you can deduct in 80D, or you can deduct their expense. You can write over here either premium or expense, either premium or expense. अच्छा है, clear है? Deduction where premium for health insurance is paid lump sum. Okay, so many times we pay premium for senior citizen lump sum. For example, I have paid 1 lakh health insurance premium for my parents for 4 years. Can I deduct 25,000 every year? Yeah, simple. Khatam. 80 days over, dear students. How many of you are following these revision lectures because they are with example? 80C example, 80CCD 1B example, 80D example, 80DD example. ऐसे ही the whole Sarathi material is prepared. Done? Shall we solve one problem? Okay, tell me how many of you can talk orally about 80D? Can we talk orally? देखो क्या क्या है. For self, spouse and children, whatever you take medical insurance ka premium or health checkup expense put together 25,000. For senior citizen 50,000. Either you can pay premium for citizen, senior citizen नहीं है तो फिर उनके लिए expenditure, whatever you have done, you can claim. This 25 and this 50, this limit is having one thing very important. Inclusive in this 25,000 and 50,000 limit is 5,000 health checkup expenses for self, spouse, children, parents, all. Sub mila ke 5,000, and this 5,000 you can do it in cash. Still it will be allowed, but no separate deduction. This is included in 25,000 and 50,000. Done? Right? Chalo, let us see this now. अच्छा problem है, let us do it. RF is paying a premium for self 10,000, spouse 8,000, dependent son 4,000, तो मिला के कितना हो गया 22,000. मदर के लिए पे कर रहे हैं 18. Okay, now health checkup expense for self 2,000. For spouse it is 1,500. ये देखो मैंने लिखा है. For self, spouse and children put together, what's the upper limit? 25,000. So already 22 is over. ये 22,000 self का भी ले लिया, health checkup expense. Then for spouse, even if you have incurred 1,500, you can claim maximum how much? 1,000. What's the reason of claiming it like that? Because it's like 25,000 all put together. Okay, you cannot exceed 25. So still how much health checkup expenses are possible? Out of 5, 3 are over. 2. Now, for senior citizen, you have taken the policy 18. For mother, how much self health checkup expense you have done? 4,000. मैम अगर 18 on 4 ले भी लिए तो ये तो 50,000 से कम ही है. But you can't take 4 because health checkup expense for self, spouse, children, parents are mila ke it is 5. You've already claimed 3. So how much you will claim? 2. See, I've written it. Health checkup expense for mother is 4,000 but allowed only till 2. As 3,000 तो आपने ऊपर ही claim कर लिया है. Okay, right. Now, even medical expenditure is incurred for mother 80 years and father 85 years. So mother के लिए तो already you are allowing premium. Father के लिए there is no premium. So can you claim health expenditure for father, yes, that's 50. I hope you are getting. Mother ke liye bhi we are spending 25. Why we are not claiming a deduction? Because we are paying policy. Either pay premium or do expense. Premium expense. Premium expense. ठीक है? Right. So for mother, premium. For father, expense. So this is 25, this is 35, this is 60,000. Ma'am, it's little over depth. That is how you need to practice. So many problems I have given here. ये देखो इसमें भी आ गया आपका मेडिक्लेम. दिख रहा है आपको? 80D, 80DD and tax calculation. Even here, all this. So like this, after this, many problems are solved. But right now, did you get one thing? Health checkup expenses for self are allowed 25,000. For parents are allowed 50,000. Health checkup expense for inclusive in 25 and 50 is 5,000. For parents, either you can pay premium or you can take expense. Done. Over and out. 80DD. The term dependent includes in the case of individual, spouse, children, parents, brothers, sisters of individual who is wholly or mainly dependent on such individual. Individual, spouse, children, brothers, parents, brothers and sisters. Yeah, this is for 80DD now. Really sorry, 2 minutes. Let us first go and check what is 80DD. अभी थोड़ा आगे चलते हैं, बहुत easy है. And the way I have given the things in the table, 80D is medically. 80DD is if you are maintaining a handicapped relative who is of unsound mind or hearing problem or blindness or physically handicapped, you need to get a certificate from government hospital's doctor that he is actually handicapped and you are caretaking of him. 80DD may deduction in respect of maintenance including medical treatment of dependent being disabled. Okay, normal disability 75,000 flat. You're doing a very good cause that you're maintaining a person of unsound mind, unhealthy person. Flat. और अगर severe है, जैसे partial blindness है, तो 75,000. Full blindness, then you will get the deduction 1,25,000. Can you see in my Sarathi material how I have written dialogues like this? Some expense flat deduction. If for a disabled relative I am spending 32,000, still how much I'll get a deduction? 75,000. Some expense flat deduction and severe disability 125. Ma'am, exam mein, yes. In exam they will specifically give 100% blind, totally blind. So severe disability. Individual being a resident who has incurred expenditure for training, rehabilitation of a dependent who is disabled, including you might take policy for that disabled or physiotherapy or some speech therapy or medical treatment. सब मिला के आ गया. If you are maintaining a handicapped dependent relative, you can claim flat deduction 75 and 125. Now, did you observe I have written here 80DD or 80U? As a teacher, I always step into the mindset of students that when they see this in exam, should they give 80DD or 80U? Same deduction is given in 80U if disabled is filing his own return. Maybe you are signing the return as representative SSC, no problem. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. Are you getting? Come please, that's why I've written 80DD or 80U. Any person with disability. Amount of deduction is 75,000. Severe है तो 1,25,000. When will you give 80U? When the disabled person is filing his own return. When will you claim 80DD? When you are maintained. And what is 80D? 80D क्या है? Health checkup 25,000 and 50,000. Last one in the health series 80DDB. Deduction in respect of medical treatment for individuals or HUFs resident for self or any dependent of his family. Maximum amount is 40,000 and for senior citizen 1 lakh. How is it? All clear to all of you? Okay, what is ATD? Medical. What is ATDD? You know, as a teacher, I try to make you understand important ones. I'm trying to make you learn by doing a lot of repetition of the concept and sharing with all of you the Sarathi problems also. And then when you do want to practice it, then go and watch Sarathi taxation videos. There is hardly any change. एक 80G नहीं चलेगा क्योंकि अब वो change हो गया है. बाकी all you can take up from there. ठीक है? What is ATD? Health related premium. ATDD handicap. ATDDB specified diseases that HIV, AIDS. There are some specified diseases which are given the list. And if you are taking treatment yourself or if your family member is taking treatment, then maximum up to 40,000 you will get a deduction. Senior citizen up to 1 lakh. All clear to all of you? But this is maximum. मतलब आपने अगर 32 का expense किया है तो you will get 32,000 only in 80D to 80U flat. Dear students, as a teacher 1 hour is over. इसका limit ये है, इसका ये है, इसका ये, टक टक टक. I can do the revision of deductions in not even 1 hour. 45 minutes में पूरे deductions खत्म. But can you imagine the weightage of deductions? 14 marks question, they'll give you business income and one more income, capital gain or house property, and they'll give you all these deductions. And then compute the income and tax. Separately, they'll give you deductions for CA students, case studies for CMA students, true and false. कैसे करोगे आप? Huh? Right? So very important is go with my speed. Don't try to rush or jump. I'm already jumping. Where it is required, I'm already jumping the ATI series. I'm not going to do. All clear ATD? Now let us go to ATE. Ma'am, how will you remember? ATC, all investment. PPF, LIC, wo. ATD, all health, 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 health. ATE, E for education, and all kind of interest will now come in ATE. Okay? Right. So the first one asked in many times in exam is ATE, E for education, deduction in respect of interest on loan taken for higher studies for self, spouse and children. You remember recently this November 23 results, 3 generation in a family, the son, the father and the grandfather, together they became a chartered accountant. This is the madness. This is the aggressiveness for a profession, right? So appreciated, no? That so like when you nowadays तो बच्चों के लिए नहीं खुद के लिए भी if you're doing some post graduation or masters in India anywhere, then you can take a loan. So in that education loan, if you have paid interest on the loan taken for higher studies of himself, spouse and children, yeah, then it is deductible in 8 years. Whatever interest you have paid, not principal, dear students, only interest what you have paid is deductible under 80E. Individuals have taken loan from bank, financial institutions and paid interest. Okay, 80EE, deduction in respect of interest on loan taken for residential house property. Ma'am, house property loans interest is deductible in house property, self-occupied property mein up to 2 lakhs and deemed let out property and let out mein pura interest. Whatever you deduct there, over and above, you can deduct here. Let me explain. Suppose for a self-occupied property, you have taken a housing loan and interest is 4,50,000. Self-occupied property, how much you can claim the interest? 2 lakh rupees. Still 2,50,000 is there. So additional interest, not that same interest, huh? Over and above 2 lakh, whatever excess interest you have paid, you can deduct under 80EE if you have taken the loan in 16 and 17 for 50,000 and it should specify some other conditions also जो हैं. I'm sharing with all of you, but first understand this. 80EEA, deduction in respect of loan taken now. This was 1617, this is now, from any bank or financial institution, and up to 1,50,000 it is deductible. This one high chances of getting in exam. 80EEB, deduction in respect of purchase of electrical vehicle. आजकल बहुत ads आ रहे हैं ना. Have you all also seen electrical vehicle? Two-wheelers, four-wheelers, all. Yes? Right. So if you have purchased an electronic vehicle, if you have taken loan, then whatever interest you have paid, you can use it personally or for business, no problem. 1,50,000. यहाँ पे 50 है. But these interests are over and above what you claim in house property. Let me read note 6, 7, 8 all. 5, 6, 7, 8. ठीक है? चलो पढ़ते हैं. So we have completed with 80E series in I think 5-10 minutes. I told you I don't mind taking half an hour also 80C series. इतना important है वो. और साथ साथ में questions भी कर रहे हैं, तो it will be clear. Yes. 80E is what? Any interest on loan taken for higher studies, including vocational studies, 12th and above. Interest, whatever you have paid is allowed. It can be taken for self, spouse, children, or student from whom you are guardian. Okay, right. So this interest on loan. अगर आपने education loan लिया है and if you want to repay the interest, it is allowed in 8 years. Okay. Now, if you have taken housing loan, 80EE, individual, yeah, then up to 50,000 you can claim a deduction over and above 2 lakhs. But the condition is loan should be sanctioned in 1617. Loan should not be more than 35 lakhs. Property value should not exceed 50 lakhs. अब 50 lakhs में ना एक single bedroom hall kitchen आता है. So they want to give this benefit to small people who are just trying to afford a small house. 50 lakh के अंदर if the value of the houses and if you have paid interest on housing loan up to 2 lakh you can claim in SOP. Beyond that 50,000 you will get a deduction here. But the loan value should not exceed 35 lakhs. अभी भी मिलेगा ये deduction but interest loan कब section होना चाहिए 16 and 7 and no double deductions and all that's clear. Now 80EEA same 1,50,000 मिलेगा. There it was 50, 1,50,000, but the value of the property अब वहां तो 50 थी, here तो they have made it 45. Loan can be sanctioned this year also. Payment should be made out of income chargeable to tax and all. ठीक है. लोन का कोई वैल्यू नहीं है बट प्रॉपर्टी वैल्यू शुड नॉट एक्सीड 45x. छोटा मोटा घर लिए you can claim 80EEA. This one I feel is important. Interest on loan taken for purchase of vehicle, 80EEB, E for electric vehicle. So if you have taken electric vehicle on loan and if you have paid 1,50,000 interest, up to 1,50,000 you can claim a deduction. It's absolutely okay if you take this vehicle for personal use or business use. Only condition is what did I say? Loan should be sanctioned from 19 to 23 anytime. This is a very nice problem. Same, wahi concept and wahi problem. How much interest will be given? I'm keeping this screen on and look into your watches exactly. After 3 minutes, I'll be back and I'll do cumulative revision from 80C series and then we will move ahead. There's very important change in the, oh sorry, I closed the screen, in donations. So that also I will take up and how it is going to affect your problems. Okay? Take a break 3 minutes and come back. Yes, on time we'll finish the lecture. All right. Shall we? Did you all check this question also? Okay, chalo. We will do what we have done until now. है ना? Right. We have done 80C deduction. 80C is LIC, PPF, tax saving FDs, and NHAI bonds. It's a big list. Whatever you put, maximum up to 1,50,000. Okay. Now, LIC, you can do it only for self, spouse, and children. Second thing is 80D. D series is all related to health. Mediclaim premium you can pay for self, spouse, children 25,000. For dependent parents 50,000. If you are also senior citizen, 50 for you, 50 for parents. This 25 and 50 includes up to 5,000. Health checkup expense can be paid in cash. Okay, inclusive in this 25 and 50. Acha, 5,000 health checkup expense for self, spouse, children, all. Second, ना सबके लिए मिला के. So that is 80D. ये हो गया, ठीक है? तो 80C is covered, 80D. 80 double D. 80 double D is if you are maintaining a handicapped child, then 75,000 flat. Or severe है तो 125 flat. 80DDB is specified diseases for self or family members or dependent. If you're doing the expenditure, you can claim a deduction. Okay. I missed out in 80C, 80CCC pension, 80CCD1 employees contribution. Employee का खुद का contribution to national pension scheme. 80C, 80CCC, 80CCD1 put together limit is 1,50,000. So if you have paid to national pension scheme, you are not able to cover here. 80CCD1B, employees contribution to NPS up to 50,000. And employers contribution 80CCD2, employer can contribute. Yes, how much is allowed for employer? 10% of salary, basic and DA. And if the employer is central government, then 14%. Done? All clear to all of you, right? Okay. So this was all about our deductions until now. Still you feel anywhere you need repetition of this? Yeah, Agniveer mein. Can employer also contribute? Yes. Can employee also contribute? Yes. Okay. But the central government, what employer is contributing, that deduction will be allowed under 80CCH1, 2, sorry. But for both, employer, central government can contribute to Agniveer Corpus Fund और दोनों जगह deduction मिलेगा. Followed? Yeah. ATCCH2. When central government is contributing to Agniveer Corpus Fund, okay, they will get a deduction whether they file the return in default or new regime. But in ATCC1, if the employee, that is the youth himself, is contributing to Agniveer Corpus Fund, he will get a deduction if he is shifting out of the default tax regime. So 80D is over. 80E is educational loan interest up to 8 years. 80EE and 80EE is for housing loan over and above what you get in self-occupied. 80EEB is electronic vehicle, 1,50,000. Interest if you have taken. Loan if you have taken for purchase of electronic vehicle, then you can claim this. Okay. Donations I'll teach you separately. As I said, there's an amendment also. पीछे है 80G में. Donations, when you give out of your business expenditure, you know, souvenir, tract, pamphlet, one side BJP or Congress and another side your company's name, not allowed. But if you are giving donations to registered political party and all, you can claim a deduction that we will see in 80G. But when it is coming to donation, this is also asked so many times in MCQs and true and false. Above 2,000, if you want to claim donations in 80G, you should ensure that those donations are paid by check. और 80G detail में हम बिल्कुल करेंगे. G series is all for donations. One only 80GG is in respect of rent paid. Huh? What is it? Rent paid. One second. Huh? Rent paid by individual and all Okay, other than the one who is claiming HRA. House rent allowance में याद है, rent paid minus 10% 40. If you are claiming HRA, who is not receiving HRA, he can claim 80GG. If you are paying rent, but you are claiming HRA, you can't claim 80GG. So 80GG deduction कैसे मिलेगा? 5,000 per month or rent paid up to 10% of the adjusted total income or 25%. Now, what is adjusted total income? 80G में I'll tell you. ठीक है? Right. These three are beautiful one-liners, but बड़े beautiful हैं. देखो, 80 GGA is donation to scientific research. Ma'am, that is तो allowed no as business expenditure in-house and outside and IITs and universities, of course. But I'm a salaried employee. I'm not having business income, but I'm so much motivated to give donations for scientific research in our country. Then all the SSEs not having chargeable under business and profession. They can't claim scientific research, they can. 100% of the donations, followed or not. 80 GGA says if you have donated to scientific research or rural development and you are not having business income, you can claim a deductions under 80 GGA 100% provided above 2000 is paid by check. 80 GGB contribution to political party by Indian company 100% is allowed. See, I told you if Indian company is contributing to political party and they have claimed it as business expenditure, it's not allowed. But here 80 GGB में बिल्कुल allowed है. Contribution by any person to a political party other than company. 80 GGB political party को donate कर रहे हैं company allowed. 80 GGC political party को donate कर रहे हैं other than company allowed. 80 GGA scientific research के लिए donate कर रहे हैं other than business income allowed. But the promise here, dear students, is political party should be a registered political party under Representative of People's Act. Okay, right. So because we have completed 80G, it's the right time to go to working note 9 and teach you donation. I want all of you who are watching as recording to pause the video and in the comment box, please make sure you write at like 2 hours and 10 minutes this 80G. Because 80G में एक तो amendment भी है. And let me tell you one thing. Nowadays no one likes to eat plain ice cream, है ना? पूरा उसका हॉच पॉच खिचड़ी बना के खाते हैं. ब्राउनी डालो, फ्रेश फ्रूट डालो, ये डालो, जेम्स डालो और किच 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 करके खाते हैं. So in exam, your computation of income will have business head. It will have one more head, other source या कोई भी और deductions. Two toppings are very important for inter exam. One is step method calculation. Have we already completed agricultural income ki karna hai? No, na, agricultural income also we have not done. We'll do. So agricultural income. What I was saying, yeah, agricultural income, you have step method. Agricultural, non-agricultural, add and calculate tax, agricultural basic exemption, like that. So those step method is very important for exam, 14 marks question, and another is donation. Now, donations, deductions are allowed in 4 ways. There are some deductions, donations, 100% directly it is allowed. First category. Second category, 50% directly it's allowed. Third and fourth categories, 150% of the qualifying amount or adjusted total income, uska kuch calculation hai. So let me start with donations. Ready to go, all of you? There's a very important amendment in the donation, so make sure you keep your compiler open and we'll skip all these problems. Some we have checked, some we haven't, and directly I'm going to 80G. Very, very important. Super duper important for the upcoming exam. 80G donation. Just a quick revision I'm doing, but it's really very important. 1 second, dear students. Check on screen, it's written what I said. 80G deductions are allowed in 4 ways: 100% direct, 50% direct, 100% allowed subject to qualifying amount, 50% allowed subject to qualifying amount. So, pehle 100% direct deduction is allowed if you give donate to this. Ma'am, should we learn this? Just read it once or twice, you will remember the important ones. National Defense Fund. Okay. National Defense Fund. Prime Minister's National Relief Fund. You know, whenever there is any natural calamity, cyclone, floods, and all, so the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund. Prime Minister's Armenia Earthquake Relief Fund, Africa India Fund, National Foundation for Communal Harmony, approved universities, Maharashtra Chief Government's Earthquake Relief Fund. Long back in Maharashtra, there's an area called as Latur, और वहां पे बहुत बड़ा earthquake आया था. So for that they have made this earthquake relief fund. National State Blood Transfusion Council. Zilla Saksharta Samiti. This is a fund which is collected for the education of girl child and 100% literacy mission in India. Any fund set up by state government for providing medical relief. Army Central Fund, Air Force or Naval Fund. Army, Air Force, Navy are having their own fund, and you feel a lot of money we are spending in protecting India and in all the 3 ways, you can contribute. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Cyclone. Do you remember? Andhra Pradesh, there was cyclone few years back, then for that they have set up. National Illness Fund, Chief Minister's Relief Fund, National Sports Fund. Sports expenditures are very huge and generally you don't get sponsorship so easy. So National Sports Fund. National Trust for Welfare of Person with Autism and Mentally Retarded People, you know, old age homes and rehab centers are there. Gujarat Relief Fund. There was an earthquake in the year 2000 in Gujarat. Fund for Technology and Application. National Cultural Fund. India is having so many different culture. So to protect that, they have National Cultural Fund, and in that you can donate. These 4 I have given in bold because they are latest added, they are asked in exam. Swachh Bharat Kosh. We all know Swachh Bharat Yojana, they have started under that. Every day this garbage is collected and every house they have provided with dustbins and all. So a lot of expenditure is incurred in keeping clean India. So if you want, you can donate to Swachh Bharat Kosh. Clean Ganga Fund. This is one of the very debatable or you can say बहुत important area है कि गंगा का पानी खराब हो रहा है. So to clean that, they are holding all the projects and all for that if you are donating. National Fund for Control of Drug Abuse. Name itself says. And the last one is the recent one after COVID. Prime Minister's Citizen Assistance and Relief in Emergency Situation Fund. इसमें कहीं COVID word use नहीं हो रहा है, but PM Cares Fund is basically government's fund for COVID. You can donate. Is my way of teaching clear? Are you all following कि इसको कैसे याद रखेंगे? I'm giving some links, something. So mostly can I say all Army, Air Force and all the national funds are covered 100% direct deduction you can take. What are the recent funds added? Swachh Bharat Kosh, Clean Ganga Fund, Drug Abuse and PM Cares Fund. PM Cares Fund is nothing but if you want, you can write COVID se related treatment ke fund. Now, no ceiling but 50%. Here there is a beautiful change. Earlier there were 4 type of fund which were covered in 50% direct. Right now, only one is there. PM's Drought Relief Fund. I tell you, in Gujarat, one area is there, Kutch. It was into drought years. There were no rains. Lagan movie is made on that concept only. So if you're contributing to PM's Drought Relief Fund, you will still get 50% deduction. And earlier, 3 funds of Gandhi family. You know, it's a hierarchy. Rajiv Gandhi, then mother Indira Gandhi, and then father Jawaharlal Nehru. So these funds are removed from this year. If you donate to them, you will not get any deduction. So these funds, Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi, and Rajiv Gandhi, they are removed from financial year 23-24 in 50% deduction. So now in 50% deduction, you have only one, that is Prime Minister's Drought Relief Fund. Okay. Now coming to the third category, 100% of the qualifying amount of 50%. Now for this, first we should know what is adjusted total income, or in brief, many times we call it as ATI. Okay. What is adjusted total income? It's gross total income as reduced by following. One second on dear students. Adjusted total income is the gross total income as reduced by following. Okay. So how do you calculate adjusted total income, dear students? Start with your gross total income. You all know what is gross total income from 5 heads. Did give deductions ATC to ATU, all the deductions other than ATG. Then remove long-term capital gain on shares and others, pura, and short-term capital gain. Why, ma'am, have you removed? Because on this, deductions are not allowed. The very first page of this chapter, I said, chapter 6A, ATC to ATU deductions are not allowed on long-term capital gain on sale of property jewelry, long-term capital gain on shares, and short-term capital gain on shares. इन पे deductions नहीं मिलते तो निकाल दो. If the casual income is there, winning from lotteries, don't deduct it in the adjusted total income. तो फिर से take gross total income, give all the deductions and remove the long term and short term income. Now what you get is called as adjusted total income. So 100% of the qualifying amount is, you cannot give donations, deductions in the third category more than 10% of the ATI. What is ATI? Adjusted total income ka 10% tak they have restricted. Beyond that, you cannot give this donation. Clear to all of you? Donation for promoting family planning. Donations for promoting family planning, and in case of companies, and also if you donate for the family planning or Indian Olympics. You know, when Olympics was there in India, they gave, और तब से वो चले आ रहा है. So 100% of the qualifying amount. What is qualifying amount? 10% of adjusted total income से ज़्यादा you cannot give. Suppose if adjusted total income is 10 lakhs. So 1 lakh. Okay. And actual donations is say 2.5 lakh. So 1 lakh say more, you cannot claim ATG deduction for donations to family planning project and donations to Olympics. Clear to all of you? Next, restrictions on donations at 50% of the qualifying amount. अब ये क्या बात है 50% of the qualifying? पहले ही 10 lakhs adjusted total income का 10% is coming to 1 lakh. Of 1 lakh ka bhi 50% deduction will be allowed if you are donating for any charitable purpose to any temple. You know, all the temple, church, mosque, all the religious places are under the trust, charitable trust. If you are donating temple, gurudwara, mosque, church, all, or benevolent fund, chartered accountant, benevolent fund, cost accountant, like that. So compute adjusted. फिर से एक बार adjusted total income क्या है? to gross total income, give all ATC, ATD, all deductions other than ATG, and reduce long term and short term. Take ATI का 10% or donation, whichever is lower, उसका 100%. ATI का 10% or donation, whichever is lower, उसका 50%. 100% for family planning and Olympics, and 50% for all the trust and benevolence. That's all for ATG. I'm doing one problem along with this. कोई भी एक ले लेंगे, 2-3 problems हैं, tax calculation है, सब है. Whichever you want to take, you can. This is already asked in, I don't know what's so beautiful about this Mr. Chaturvedi problem, that this is asked in CA exam also and last year CMA exam. That's why some students tell me, ma'am, your notes are CA oriented. I know. CMA, I'll take one exclusive class for customs and all. But now these are the questions when they are coming in CA and CMA exam at same level. Why not practice together? चलो एक क्वेश्चन करते हैं. Gross total income is given 818, which includes 2,45,000 as long-term capital gain. उसमें deduction नहीं मिलेगा. Short-term capital gain, you will get a deduction. Ma'am, then why did they give you? To confuse you. Only on short-term capital gain on shares, you don't get a deduction. So 818, 240 में से 245 निकाल दो. Why? You are eligible for deductions only up to 573. Your gross total income is this only, but deduction इतने तक ही मिलेगा, long term में से तो नहीं मिलेगा. Now, gross total income also includes interest income of 12,000 from the saving bank deposit. Yeah, interest income of 12,000 from saving bank. So if the gross total includes saving bank account, then 80 TTA deduction is given up to 10,000 for the saving bank account interest. But Chaturvedi is a senior citizen. Then in 80 TTB, up to 50,000 deduction is given. Okay? 80 TTB में 50,000 deduction देते हैं. Please remember this deduction I'm going to teach abhi ahead, but this is most important, and when I go to that table, I'll repeat. Right now, please tell me, Chaturvedi has 12,000 saving and ye 40, mila ke 52. Can he claim 50,000 80 TTA B? Yes, because he's a senior citizen. Now, Chaturvedi has invested 120 in PPF, ATC. He has paid Mediclaim 51, but he's a senior citizen. So he can claim up to how much? 50,000. Right. And now he has donated for a trust 50,000. Sub deductions we have given. ATC PPF, ATD Mediclaim, ATTTB this. Now, in working note 1, we have calculated adjusted total income, which is gross total income minus 2,45,000 long term capital gain, क्योंकि उसमें से deduction नहीं मिलता, minus all three 120 50 50, because in this you have to come to adjusted total income after giving all other deductions. So what is adjusted total income? 353 240. Uska 10% is qualifying amount. Qualifying amount is 10% of adjusted total income or donation. How much did you donate? 50,000 or 10%, whichever is lower. And now of this, qualifying amounts 100% family planning Olympics, 50% trust. So 50% you will. Years I have been teaching and I know where to stress, where to repeat, where to let go. Trust me. Watch this lecture one more time and you will revise deduction. Deductions पूरे practice करो, अलग से तो पढ़ो. But at least for once, एक साथ, it's very much necessary to revise it all together. Like, clear? This is also a problem for donations only. Can I take only the donation part, ये वाला part? क्योंकि बाकी फिर प्रॉब्लम तो बहुत बड़ा है. Adjusted total income is gross total income. लॉन्ग टर्म निकाल दो और बाकी पूरे डिडक्शंस निकाल दो. पीपीएफ, मेडिक्लेम, 80 डबल डी, 80 repayment of education sub. Give all the other deductions and remove long term capital gain. You will get the adjusted total income. That's the amount. ठीक है, तो 1 lakh. अब National Fund for Communal and Harmony directly 100%. PM's Relief Fund 100. Drought Relief Fund 100. अब Government Planning, तो फिर Adjusted Total Income 10%. 1 lakh का 10%. That is 10,000. Or actual donation, whichever is lower. I hope you are getting. For family planning, you have donated 13,000. But what is your adjusted total income? 1 lakh. Uska 10%, 10,000. So this or this, whichever is lower. So 10,000. Now, you have donated to approved charitable trust 7,000. Or 10% of qualifying amount. But qualifying amount khatam ho gaya. You can't claim third and fourth deduction more than 10% of the adjusted total income, which you have already taken in the third category. तो fourth category में 50% आने का सवाल ही नहीं. This problem is there in the study material and from the compiler also. Check it. Those who want to make most use of the compiler, every video I am repeating. If you have purchased compiler and if you don't want to take the fast track batch and all, then it's okay. Directly go to your Sarathi practice batch videos in August and September 23 and you can solve the problems. Same problems are there. Might be numbering might have changed here and there, but you can. So is ATG clear? Can we stop and talk about ATG? I don't know how much time I took. I asked someone to write duration. कि ATG कब से शुरू हुआ? Are you writing? I want to revise. Maybe you are thinking third time, fourth time करना है. Yeah. Okay. Was just seeing all the live chats and all. Ask. I don't know why live replay is not coming. But if you're watching this as recording also, please put all your comments. Will surely clear it. Join the Telegram group if you have any doubt. You can click the picture and send over there. Dekho. National level funds, Swachh Bharat and all, if you donate 100% direct deduction, 50% direct deduction, where only for Prime Minister's Relief Fund, Gandhi family pura nikal gaya. Third category is 100% of the qualifying amount, but qualifying amount is 10% of the adjusted total income or actual donation, whichever is lower, और उसका 100%. 10% of adjusted total income or actual donation, whichever is lower, iska 50%, charitable trust and all, and 100% for family planning and Olympics. Now, how to calculate adjusted total income? Many times only just calculation of adjusted total income is asked in question number 1. Mandatory case studies true and false. So your gross total income, remove long-term capital gain, short-term capital gain on shares, all other deductions you give ATC to ATU, you get this. Clear to all of you? I've gone very slow. I have discussed 2 problems. Disclaimer, this will not help you for exam preparation if you are not solving the problem in writing. So all doubts I want to clear for this revision. Revision videos क्यों बना रहे मैम? आप routine class में I teach deductions for 6 classes. 80C uske problem, 80D uske problem, 80EC. So it goes on for 6-7 classes of 2.5 hours each. So now that same thing is going on for you all. put together. Will you remember or not for exam? So use a lot of times this video for repetition revision. Okay? Right. 80G series here we complete. Or baki 80 GGA, GGB for scientific research, for donation. More than 400 examples, problems are solved in this 330 pages material. That I assure you. Quality good. It will be clear to all of you. Right. 80 JJ I am doing after some time. Right now, 81. This deduction is given to domestic company who is receiving the dividend and paying the dividend, then whichever is lower, they can claim. When they are receiving the dividend, they are taxing in others. So same dividend when they are giving, they should get a deduction. So ATM, this is allowed only for companies. 80 QQB and RRB, this is for royalty. But QQB is royalty of authors, RRB is royalty for patents. And deduction is up to 3 lakh or amount of royalty, whichever is lower. Now, there are some terms that royalty should be brought in India and single royalty and all. Okay. एक बार पढ़ लेना आप नोट 12 में उतना जरूरी नहीं है. Yeah. And now I'm going to two of the important deductions. One is AT, TTA and TTB. ये तो learn कर लेना है, chew करके खा जाना है इसको. इतना important है. You will not see any return. Crores of returns are filed. Every return is having AT, TTA. What's that, ma'am? Saving account interest. And AT double J, double A, employment of new workmen. Whatever. See, India के ना दो conflicting problems हैं. One is workers are not available. That's why factories are getting shut. कि labor का बड़ा problem है. Costing में पढ़ते हैं ना, labor ही available नहीं है. Right? And the second problem. What is the second problem? ये क्या बात है? एक तो भाई labor नहीं है यहाँ पे. And then what is the second problem? The second problem is unemployment. So if you are providing additional new wages, new workers, then 30% of whatever additional wages you have paid for this year and next 2 years will be available. But subject to some conditions, let us see that in note 10. So just watch coming 10 minutes and two problems are there. उसी problem में से आएगा. No creativity for 80 double J double A. Yeah, I have skipped 80P cooperative society का क्योंकि वो important नहीं है, मैंने छोड़ दिया. आप लोग स्मार्ट हैं, आपको मालूम है कि मैम क्या क्या छोड़ रहे हैं. I did say deductions are vast. पूरा पढ़ने जाओगे भूल जाओगे, छोड़ दो. ओके और फिर अब हम कर लेते हैं. Can you please allow me 2 minutes to note down? In salary, we have not covered relief. We have not done agricultural income. We have not done SEZ section 10 AA. We have to do AMT. We have to do computation of income. 115 BAC. Is it okay if I say I've already prepared the tax amendment lecture 1 on that? Very thoroughly. पूरा नए पुराने के साथ कंपेयर करके तो वो हम कर लेंगे वहां से. फिर भी I have revised in the first lecture itself. I think that's it. Anything if you feel I've missed out. TDS, so we are doing return of income. I'm making a list of small topics. Yes, right. All right. So where we were, 80 double J double A. Donation is surely going to come in exam. So pay attention to the amendment of donation and listen to this lecture very carefully again and again. Okay. Deduction in respect of new employees. SSEs whose books of accounts are audited, जिसका tax audit होता है. It can be individual, it can be firm, it can be company. The business should not formed by splitting and all and transfer and all. Audit report should be there. 3 years you can claim deductions under 80 double J double A this year and next 2 years. How much? 30% of additional employees. But those additional employee cost, how will you calculate? Yeah, whatever salary you have paid to those new workers, additional workers. Additional employee means an employee who has been employed during previous year, this year only, and whose employment has effect of increasing the number of employees, but it does not include. So you have recruited new workers, whatever wages you have paid them, up to 30% now in the coming 2 years, you can claim a deduction, but these additional employees or new workers will exclude a worker to whom we are paying more than 20,000, or employee for whom entire contribution is paid by government under the employees pension scheme and all. Means employee jiske liye you are paying PF and all, RPF and all you are paying, or employee to whom you are paying above 25,000, or employed for less than 240 days. New worker you have recruited, but he has worked for less than 240 days, or an employee who does not participate in the RPF. मैम थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट है, समझ तो रहा है, इसको लर्न कैसे करेंगे? When I practice the problem, it will be clear for sure. Additional employee does not include one second. Yes. Chalo. Okay, additional employee whose emoluments are more than 25,000 per month, okay, is not included. Yeah, who's participating under the employees PF Act, statutory SPF and all, or who's working for less than 240 days, or who does not participate in the RPF, okay, or who participates in the SPF. This is SPF, Employees PF Act, okay. In case SSC is engaged in the business of manufacturing apparel, footwear, leather, employee who has worked for less than, these are seasonal businesses. So even if they have worked for less than 240 days, but if they have worked for more than 150 days, it's allowed. Now some students, if they feel no ma'am, it's overdose, nahi karna hai, तो 80JJAA को छोड़ दो. Should not leave. आया है already 2 बार, but नहीं हो रहा है तो छोड़ दो. But at least what is very important, 80C, 80D, 80G, 80TTA, 80TTB, that you should do for sure. 1 second, dear students. Yeah. Chalo. 30% of deduction will be allowed in the subsequent year. When new employees employed for less than 240 or 150 days during first year, but continues to remain for 150 or 240 days. This year, if a new employee has worked less, but then next year, of course, he has worked more, he will be allowed for the second and third year. Emolument means whatever you are paying, but does not include his contribution to PF and all, that superannuation fund, VRS, gratuity. So whatever employer is paying to employee, basically salary, DA and all, on that you will take. ठीक है? एक problem करते हैं. Krishna has commenced manufacturing and he has 105 employees. 10 employees who do not participate in PF. If they do not participate in the PF, they are not qualified for these deductions. Followed? SPF and all. 30 employees are employed for full year. Of course, they will qualify. 50 employees who joined in May, and to them 30,000. Above 25,000 if you pay, not qualified. 50, nikal do. 15 employees are joining in September. When they are joining in September, then obviously they have worked for less than 240 days, they are not qualified. Not participating in PPF, bye bye. Salary above 25,000, bye. Joined after 1st September, bye. So only 30 employees are there who are getting salary less than 25,000, but they have worked for full year and they have been newly recruited on 1st of April to 30th of March. So 30 workers into 10,000 is their salary. So this is your emoluments. This is called as emoluments or simple name salary paid. 30% you can claim a deduction now and 30% in the second year, 30% in the third year. और एक sum करते हैं, ये देखो. They have employed 350 workers. 75 workers are getting 24,000. Good, they will go. 125 workers are getting 26. निकाल दो. 50 are casual workers. You know, casual workers, we don't pay PF and all. Remove. If you don't pay PF and all, remove. 100 workers are regular, but they have joined in September. Remove. So remaining, you will get the deduction. Option 2, I have worked on my own just for practice. And it says, if it is a business of leather, footwear, apparel and all, then even though they have worked for 212 days, less than 240 days, if they work for more than 150 days, आ जाएगा. ठीक है? 100 workers, they will also qualify. I want to repeat, if it is a footwear apparel business, then even if they have worked for less than 240 days, who? 100 workers, but they have worked for more than 150, na, they will qualify. अच्छा है? चलो. And how much deduction? 30% now. Okay, by heart and go this. I would ask all of you to take a picture of this. Let this be your screenshot for 1 week and you will always remember. Ma'am, किसी ने बोला नहीं मुझे एग्जाम में कि 80 TTA लेना था and because of that I lost 2 marks. Otherwise 58 marks and I should have got exemption. So take it, learn it. Yes. What's that? 80 TTA. If you are getting saving bank account interest from bank, post office, cooperative bank, your individual NHF, you can claim flat deduction and not flat, up to 10,000, whatever interest you get, up to 10,000 80 TTA. 80 TTB is deduction of saving bank account interest, cooperative, post office, FD, all. Senior citizen will get additional benefit if you want circle for FD also. Here it is 10,000, here it is 50,000. Available only to resident senior citizen. Followed, this is available to all individuals and HUFs. 80 TTA. This is available only to resident individual senior citizen. Ye 10,000, ye 50,000. Here saving account interest, here saving and FD both. That's all for your deductions. 2 hours we have done, but for major deductions I have emphasized on the pitfalls like ATG. Read again, revise my lecture again for the third and fourth category, adjusted total income. ATCCD 1 and 2, I've solved not one but I've solved 2 problems because वो बार बार आता है. करो. Agniveer Corpus Fund, watch the amendment lecture once again. Chapter wise all amendments I have given. Okay, right? So that's all for today. After doing this deductions, which is not tough, but it is having so many limits, let us do a lighter topic tomorrow, but very important. कोई भी exam खोल के देख लो, 4 bits of 4 marks are asked from return of income and PAN. 4 marks is not small in 50 marks and very scoring. So return of income में भी थोड़ा सा amendment है, PAN and all. We will take all that tomorrow. And then Saturday, Sunday, there's no class. And Monday, most loved topic. 8 out of 8 marks you should get in TDS. It's going to be a challenging topic for me also because TDS and TCS is so vast, so many limits, so many rates. To teach you in one class, you can imagine my mindset and my energy level. So I will do that for sure. I'm also taking it as a challenge that one class, if we can do that, but Monday is not last. Definitely, I'll take up these salary relief, AMT, agricultural income, because I said it's important for tax calculation. सब करेंगे, छोटे छोटे टॉपिक भी सब करेंगे. I'll not leave off, especially for all the students who are writing CMA Inter and final. Section 10AA is very important, special economic zone. So I will show you how to calculate and then apply it and solve the problems. That's all for today from my side. Exactly 2 hours are over. Our seed mantra, our beach mantra for this month is lot of laughter and lot of movement. Be energetic. Watch some of my series what I have given now. Today I have on my status, on my Telegram, Insta, all I've put up a very nice video, a message, especially for all the parents. So make sure you send it that mom, this is a gift from Dipti ma'am to you, and share that with them. 1 minute message. It's very important. Thank you so much for trusting me that I can be your Sarathi, your companion for the upcoming exam. Share this video, subscribe to the channel. Upcoming in the next week, I'm going to solve RTP for CA students, then for CMA students, MTP, and it's all going to be live classes. No pre-recorded classes are being uploaded. So make sure you watch it, share it with your friends. I do understand some of you are like, मैम थोड़ा ब्रेक दीजिए, हम इतना कर लेते हैं फिर करेंगे, वो कभी टाइम नहीं होगा. When all the lectures are there ना, अरे ये देखना है, ये देखना है, you will watch it. I trust you, and just revise once, no, जितना हुआ है with me, and then you can break it. Return of income one day, PAN one day, like that. Okay? Any suggestions, any help, any planning help, anything needed, one-to-one counseling needed, just put me a message. 9290065156. This is concept classes number, or get associated in Telegram group. We'll help. Thank you so much. Bye bye all of you. See you all tomorrow.